Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana Floricica, and I am delighted to be the host of this panel today. So, if there is one truth in our industry today, is that the insurtech sector has officially passed the experimentation phase. And as digital models move from the innovative concepts to fully operational carriers, both founders and incumbents are facing the challenging of scaling the operations in the highly demanding regulatory environments in the financial services. So today's success requires more than a compelling proposition. It demands a resilience infrastructure, capital discipline, and the ability to maintain balance between innovation and long-term institutional stability. So today with us we have six with Eric, exceptional leaders with an average experience of 20 individual years in the insurance industry. So big names today. And we propose today to respond to the question, how do agile digital challengers, established legacy giants, build sustainable businesses, secure a risk capacity, and turn innovation into a lasting market impact? So for doing this, I will start with Pano Kouvalis. Panos is the driving force behind Anytime, Inter-American's highly successful direct digital brand. So Panos, Anytime is entering Romania with a strong direct-to-consumer proposition in a market where brokers still dominate insurance distribution and online sales remain just a small slice of the market. So in this context, what gives you confidence that Romania is ready for a direct digital insurance model? And what will need to change for online distribution to become a mainstream channel?
Thanks for the invitation and for this very nice place. We monitored the Romanian market for years, and we saw that the Romanian consumers demonstrate a high level of digital maturity, both in online shopping but also e-commerce. And we saw also the same digital maturity in the interaction between the insurance companies and insurance intermediaries. So the technology was there. We believe that what was missing was the focus and attention on a direct or digital proposition. And we have a great experience on this. That's why we entered the Romanian market, focusing to a purely digital online process initially, and changing small things. As an example, we are providing a quote very fast to the consumer. It's less than 1 minute, much faster than what we did in Greece or Cyprus. So that it seems that the technology is there. So we're using what is there. We're not changing the world. And that's important. But we do that by listening what the Romanian people do. I think that's the difference, and that's the great thing.
So you see a difference in the customer behavior. So thank you for that. Now, moving a little bit further, we have also Luca Prevalek on a different path of scaling, actually. So Luca is the key architect behind Hellas Direct, playing a pivotal role in the rapid growth of one of the most successful insurtech carriers in the region. He brings the proven tech-driven perspective on what it actually takes to scale a modern insurance company and capture market share across complex markets. So Luca, despite your strong tech DNA, broker partnerships have become an important part of your growth strategy in Romania. So what did the Romanian market teach you that challenged your original assumptions about insurance distribution and customer behavior?
Indeed. And actually, Romania and the Romanian brokers made our company also open to the brokerage channel. So up until Romania, we were basically a purely direct and price comparison channel company. And then since entering Romania, we've entered also the brokerage segment in Greece. And in Romania, brokers are crucial for us. That's our biggest channel. What it taught us is that you can be very digital while still working with brokers. Digital doesn't mean that you only sell through your website. So that was one of the major learnings. Another one was that you can still provide a lot of additional services. And what's important is that you provide the service to the customer rather than just through your website or through the app or things like that. So you can create a very digital journey around the ecosystem around your company rather than just the kind of sale of insurance. And that's something that our company is pushing, a sort of a new model of working with brokers. And we're seeing that brokers kind of find this interesting. It's not just a pure, simple sale of insurance. It's something where you can sell financial products or payment or installment plans. You can sell other services. You can sell roadside assistance or other things, or create a more interesting package for the customer. And that's something where we find brokers as one of our main partners in delivering that. So I think in many ways, brokers are kind of an integral part of our strategy and will continue to be so for sure.
Okay, so thank you. So the transition from tech-first assumptions to real-world operations brings me to Viorel Moclan from Easy Insurance. Viorel runs operations for one of Romania's most exciting next-generation insurers, built entirely from scratch. So he brings a hands-on digital-first perspective to our panel today. So Viorel, Easy is one of the most interesting examples of a new carrier built from scratch locally. Looking back, what has been the biggest operational challenge in transforming an innovative business concept into a fully licensed and operational carrier?
Yes, thank you very much. Was a trial by fire, honestly. So we had so many work streams happening in the same time. We had to authorize the company. We had to be sure that the capital will flow as planned. We had the reinsurance part, we had the IT infrastructure and solutions and people and then so on. And the authorization of the company was a big challenge. But we had the support of our shareholders and also the support of Romanian authorities, and we managed to do it in September 2023. Another big challenge was to find top-tier reinsurers because we had a good plan, but no historical data. So we needed to convince the global giants that we can have a model, a strong model, and also we can execute the model. And I'm really proud that currently we have the biggest reinsurers in our panel. So it's a big achievement. And another important, or not struggling, but was really challenging, was to build the team, because we were a startup. We needed experienced people in our team, but at the same time with a proper mindset, a startup mindset. And I'm very grateful. I think it's the strongest team I work with in my professional career. So it's very good things we had, but at the end, we had to prove that everything we had on paper works in real life. We have already 2 years of commercial activity, and everything runs very, very smoothly.
Okay, so that's great. So I know startups, so I know the challenges, huge ones. So building from zero is one massive challenge, but transforming from inside is another one. So that brings me to Costin Stractic. With a deep industry expertise, Costi serves as the vice president and managing board of Omnia SE, one of the most established insurers in their market. So you answered today's panel with a critical perspective of a massive established incumbent navigating continuous digital transformation. From your perspective, what is actually more difficult today? Building a new insurance company from scratch, like Viorel did, or digitally transforming a mature insurer with millions of customers, complex processes, and decades of legacy history?
First of all, thank you for the invitation. Second of all, I think I am on this side of this panel representing a certain type of business model. And I think both sides look to each other with, let's say, searching for solution on the other side. So indeed, there is a little bit different story on our business model and also legacy that we need to carry. And also, nevertheless, we have some advantages that we have more available data regarding the quality of our clients. So I think if today I'll have to choose, I will choose a traditional company trying to fight with the digital development. On one side, I think whatever the newcomers will invent, we need to look and to admire, and nevertheless to try to see how we can bring it in our future models. But indeed, what I would like to buy much quicker from our newcomers in the insurance industry in Romania is the mindset that Viorel talked about, or the quick quotation that anytime already presented, and we have a look on it. But to be honest, the fact that a pure online company will have success in Romania, I have my own doubts. I do not buy it today because I think the scaling is not there. Nevertheless, if we look on the Romanian business environment, the main product that we will buy via online today is not the most attractive one, even is the much easier to be bought. So I believe that also today in this panel, I will find some of my answers that I need. The fight that we have in our company for the innovation, it's, I think, a normal one for such a big company like ours. The most tough one is the mindset. The mindset, the digital mindset of our people, try to bring them at the level of our colleagues, and meantime to keep the engine running, because this engine is big and you need to run in a proper way.
So thank you, Kostik, for this perspective. So to zoom out a little bit and look at how these local challenges compare to the rest of the world, I want to introduce our final panelist, Kobi Bendelak. Kobi is the CEO of InsurTech Israel, sitting at the intersection of global investment, startups, and insurance innovation. He joins us today to provide an international reality check. So Kobi, looking across global InsurTech ecosystem, you've seen so many different approaches: direct-to-consumer, broker-led, embedded insurance, but also hybrid models. So in this context, based on what you're seeing globally, which model is actually winning today and why?
Okay, thank you. First, I want to say thank you to Eric to make this the InsurTech stage happen. Without him, it will not be happen. So I think we are really grateful for putting the InsurTech scene in this great event. So thank you very much, Eric, for that. And for your question, so what we are seeing now around the world is very interesting, because the AI revolution is flooding the world. Entrepreneurs that based in the past in Africa, in Latin America, even in the Eastern Europe, couldn't make it happen. It was very hard for them because they needed to raise a lot of money, big teams, and it was very hard for them to do that. And with the AI revolution, it's make the life very easier for them. So a great talent coming from Romania, Greece, Africa, Latin America, can be a next lemonade. So we will see now a lot of great tools coming out from that countries that we never have seen them before. So that's one thing that's coming out from what we are seeing now. That's the reason that we opened on top of the Israeli hub in Budapest. I know that the majority of you know that we have a new hub in Budapest. We need to say Budapest for the local people. And we have a hub in Central America to attract the entrepreneur in the region to participate in the insurance scene. And that's what we are seeing. The next unicorn, the next innovations will come from that emerging markets. And I'm sure it will be worth for the entire industry, not anymore from just from US or from Europe and from Israel. It will come from other regions. So I think it's a good bless for the entire insurance industry around the world.
Okay, so thank you, Kobi. So I think that global perspective perfectly set the stage for the second round. So we talked about how we build a career. Now let's talk about how we win the market. So if looking back 5 years ago, simply calling yourself a digital insurer was enough to stand out, was a novelty. Today, that's just the baseline. So each of you, I'm sure that are heavily invested in AI, automation, and seamless customer journey. So nowadays, if technology is not the main competitive advantage, then what truly creates a competitive advantage in insurance? So is it your distribution network? Is the massive amount of data legacy? Is the brand trust, or simply the purely execution? So I want to bring this up to Kosti first and ask you, as established insurance like OmniASIC have access to decades of data and massive brand trust, do you believe incumbents actually have the advantage in the AI era today, provided you can execute a transformation effectively?
I don't believe that an traditional insurance company has any big advantages in the era of AI. Of course, that it will be very helpful for us in having a higher speed on some operational parts of the company. But in the direct relationship with our clients, I think we will face a little bit more problems than a newcomer on the industry. Because our current distribution channels are fighting to keep their client ownership in a certain level that it's from in some points entering a conflict with the advantages that AI can give in the relationship with the client. But we are searching for solution here, keeping the partnership at the higher level, because I think this is one of our main advantages as a big insurance company in Romania. And of course, that the investments that we will make in the AI will be visible quite soon. What I think it will be a big difference between our business model and other insurance company is this, let's say, this parallel run that we'll have to deal with. Because for a period of time, no matter yet what AI advantages you will bring in the company, in a big company, you need to work in a parallel run with the current system, current databases, current, let's say, mindset and even culture in the company. So we work on this. We try to bring our people in a better level of know-how. And I have big trust that the company and the group will show some muscles in AI very soon.
Okay, so thank you. So I want to move next to Panos and Luca to continue the discussion. So if Kosti has the data and the brand, what makes you stand out? So Panos, what is Anytime's true competitive advantage if technology alone isn't enough?
Technology is not enough. I think when we build Anytime before 15 or 16 years, we build in 4+1 principles. The first principle is that we believe in trusted brands. So we believe that at that time we invested heavily in Greece in a very nice brand, and we are doing the same now in Romania. So even if still we are selling only MTPL, we are communicating about us and about our proposition. So trusted brand is very important from my side. And the second thing is about as we said before, the consumer experience. And I'm not talking about the issuing of the process. I'm talking about the claims. And we see the claims experience as a product that we need to build, and we need to change the service towards the Romanian customer. In Greece, as an example, we have a framework, the friendly settlement framework, that we can serve our customers in an MTPL claim. Probably it's time for Romania to think about this, but claims is important. The third thing is about the strong insurance fundamentals. We have one of the best teams in Greece in terms of pricing, data, and we believe that we can build further on this thing. Fourth is about partnerships. I think we are here to make business. We are here not only to sell to consumers. We are here to make business, to have the best partners. We want to work with the best. And last, but I think for me that's the most important, is the people, is the talent. Anytime when it started, completely changed Inter-American, completely. The way we did business as Inter-American at the time was very bureaucratic, very introvert. Now it's completely different. Why? Because what we saw from any time changed us. So with this spirit, we are coming to the markets with a lot of respect to the local players because they know much better than us the local markets, and we are here to make steps and build on this.
Okay, so thank you. So, Luca, let's look actually to the return of investment of technology. So looking back on your growth, where has technology actually delivered the greatest value? Was it in the distribution, in the claims, in the better underwriting, or just in operations?
I think across the board, first thing is kind of the level of service. Hellas Direct has one of the highest NPSs on the claims side and the general service side. And a huge component of that is actually the speed of delivery of that service. And that's something where technology helps hugely. It helped us basically do better pricing. Pricing in insurance is extremely important for competitiveness, especially in sort of commoditized products, which is sort of typically your first way of acquiring the customer from where you can expand, but you first need to acquire that customer. So investing in granularity in pricing and being much deeper on the data, having that data well organized, and all of that just flowing quickly so the customer actually gets the quote quickly. It was hugely important. I think lately one angle that we're seeing is on the ecosystem side. So if your company wants to be more than insurance, I think, and back to actually your first point around competitiveness, how does an insurance company become competitive if it's mostly playing in the sort of commoditized product market? One way is, more capital, another way is maybe a better price. But other than that, there aren't too many ways that you can be more competitive. So one way that an insurance company can effectively compete is actually add more products and more services and kind of centralize that in a very streamlined way for the customer. And offer the customer can access a lot of these services, but they just can't access them quickly and easily. So that's something that basically technology helps you do. And I would kind of mention also the boring side, which is the cost side. On the cost side, I think we're only now, after like 14 years of building Hellas and technology and investing in technology, we're seeing some of the realizations of just the scale that technology can bring. And just to give you one quick example, Hellas has roughly 380 employees and roughly the same amount of millions of GWP. So that we produce roughly 1 million of GWP or premiums per one employee across all of our markets.
So
that's something you achieve. You kind of grow into that, right?
Okay, so thanks. So that brings us where we allocate actually the capital. So Kobe, you see investment happening all over the globe. Everyone is desperate for an AI advantage right now. So what is the biggest misconception insurers have about AI today? Where are they dumping money and receiving zero value? And where are they underinvesting despite the market opportunities?
I think the most surprising things for the users from all sides is the cost. So in one side, people or managers or leaders think that the AI will reduce the cost. And it's true. It's reduced the manpower cost and all the service around. But in the other end, it's cost a lot of money. The token is cost a lot of money. So when you start using AI in high skills, you find yourself paying a lot of money to Amazon instead of to the employees. But I believe that it will be changed because the competition in this segment will grow. We will see a lot of new comers dealing with the AI and all these tools. So I think it will reduce the cost. But right now, the most surprising thing is the cost of using AI in one side. And the second thing is that it's happened very fast. It's happened very, very fast because the AI revolution is scaling all this situation around. And I want to say one more thing about that is that all of us know that insurance based on trust. People buying insurance from someone that they are trusting because what is insurance? It's promises. In the end, it's promises. Written, but promises. So you need to trust the people or trust the company that you are buying these promises. So that's the reason that people are using mainly brokers, because we trust the broker to support them in the process. Nobody wake up in the morning and say, I want to have 2 insurance policy this morning. Someone need to be on the middle. And for your question about that, when we will start use AI agents, and it's very soon, because Siri, the next generation of Siri will be in Apple, will be AI agent. Siri will be AI agent's tool for all of us. So when we will start using AI agents, the engagement between insurance people will drop, because it will be the conversation between 2 AI agents, your AI agent and the insurance company AI agents. So it will be much, much different. So I think we spoke about InsurTech for, I think, 10 years. I'm speaking about InsurTech on 10 years, and we see the much difference now. The market is ready for the disruption, and that's what we are looking for.
Okay, so thank you. So because you just made the introduction for our third panel with distribution, I will bring this up directly to Viorel, because you are building a new generation carrier right now in the middle of all this shifting behavior. So having heard this context today about the brokers, where is Easy placing its bets? Does your future belong to direct distribution, broker-led distribution, or a hybrid model?
I strongly believe in hybrid, and I can explain why. Just because the digital is really important, will scale in the future for sure. And most probably the simple products like, I don't know, MTPL travel, embedded insurance will be directly sold to the client. But when we are talking about complex risks, then the client will need advice and support of an agent or a broker. And I think it's a good thing in the end. The client will be there where he feels confident he can buy an insurance, and we should be able to provide and to be there also for our clients. The technology today accelerates, like Bobby said, very, very much. And also maybe the legislation will catch up, because without the proper legislation it will be very, very hard to implement agent AI and so on. So for sure, the experience that the client will have online, digital, will matter most, but also the advices and support that we'll receive through brokers or agents will matter also. So it will be a hybrid.
Okay. So actually the question is, who is going to own the customer relationship? The insurer, the broker, the platform, or someone we are even not talking about today? So this brings me to you panels. So as a direct player, do you believe customers will increasingly go straight to the insurer's website, or will insurers eventually just become white label products living inside larger tech ecosystems?
I'm not good to predict the future, to be really honest. But for me, the main responsibility is to build an organization that will manage this future. So for me, that's more important, because probably we'll see both directions. But are we already as insurers to tackle this? I think that's the main question on my side. And I believe with the current way of working and structure, not. I truly believe that we should change the way that we are managing our companies. We need to have a more flat and agile way of doing business. We need to have common teams between business people and IT people, in the future probably AI agents. I don't know, but we should do something different than the one that we are doing now. We need to be much more close to the final customer, much more extrovert from what we are doing now. And we need to continue things. We should continue to do our job. don't forget that we are good in insurance, in claims management, in underwriting, all these boring for some people things, but these are very important. And these are the area that we can build our capabilities, and having the right teams in place, yes, we can handle all directions.
Okay, so this brings me to Luca, to ask you if you think the future of distribution is really about forcing a choice between direct and intermediated channels, or is it about creating a seamless hybrid model where you just meet the customer wherever they are?
It's a great question. I mean, the word direct in Hellas Direct was put there because we believed the world would switch to direct. That hasn't happened. I think, for sure, the sort of short and midterm future are a hybrid model. I can't predict sort of the long-term future, what that will look like. Rather than trying to choose between direct and broker, I would just have a digital model and a full service model for both channels. For us, we learned one thing, maybe even a hard way, that we shouldn't push the customer to understand where to buy. If a customer wants to buy through their trusted relationship with a broker, they should by all means do that, and we shouldn't be the ones to tell them where to buy. So I don't think we need to be the one dictating. I think the customer, maybe even the change of generations, or the preference to do everything through an app or something like that will push us more in the direct model. That said, I do see, at least in the short and midterm, a hybrid sort of relationship. One interesting thing on the direct side and in the intermediation side is definitely the chat bots or the AI. We're seeing the first sort of implementations of buying insurance through the big AI companies. I think this is going to become more prominent. I think even if you look at e-commerce, there's a prediction that it goes from current 0.1% of e-commerce happening through the AI interfaces all the way to like 20-25%. I think this is going to reflect probably in some way on insurance as well.
Okay, so that brings me to where the customer actually is right now. So, Costi, the reality is that brokers still utterly dominate distribution in Romania and in many other CE countries. So do you expect this broker dominance to continue over the next decade, or are we approaching a tipping point where customer behavior fundamentally changes?
I think on some products, the brokers will lose their, let's say, presence on some simple products. On the other hand, I think on the facultative insurance, their presence will be even more heavy if, of course, they will adapt their business model for the next stages. This is another topic which will, I think, cover this very shadow word hybrid. Because everybody talks about direct sales or online sales or broker sales, and then to try to cover all of them, you put the word hybrid in the middle. But this word has a lot of things that are not fully clear. Even in our mind, from time to time, we are wondering how we can bring the partners in our team, not to bring a partner as a possible enemy via a solution, a digital solution. In our case, we have brokers in retail and SME around 60%, because we grow substantially in bank assurance, which is a similar partnership. If you go in a client ownership matrix and then trying to see the future relationship with that client, you have another very powerful partner that is there. Of course, you have also still a direct sales team, which is present and brings close to 20% of our business today. I believe that partnerships are the rules for the future. There will be partners which will align for the future technological development that will come, and partners which will fight for the status quo. They will lose. This is for sure. We will try to be very open with our solutions. I think it's still a big question mark if a broker, maybe with a low level of a know-how in a certain point of sales, bring us a client, how we can manage together that this client make more insurance in the future together. I do not buy this direction of the broker brings me a client via MTPL, and in 6 months I will try with some digital solution to give him a quick quotation in Casco and take the policy. I think this will not be easy to be done.
Okay, so thank you. So while we debate brokers versus direct, the rest of the tech world is talking about embedded insurance. So Kobe, you see these pitches every day in the startups globally. Which embedded insurance use cases are actually delivering meaningful results today? And which ones are just still a pure hype?
First, I want to say something about my colleagues. I like the idea of the hybrid solutions. So we are in between period of generation. So I think the hybrid is very logical. Our colleagues say that we are in the end of the time. So I just saying. So
I think we have time for your answer.
Okay, hybrid. So you mentioned embedded insurance. I will say embedded insurance and parametric insurance is the new product. Right now, we are seeing a lot of them around simple insurance policy like cancellation, flights cancellations, and agricultures. But we will see a lot of them coming on, and that's something very interesting because it will refresh the insurance industry. If we want to grow, we cannot grow all the time with life or home insurance and car insurance. We need to look for new channels or new solutions to be in. So I think the embedded and the parametric insurance is really interesting. You can see that we have parametric insurance for downtown server coming from the satellites. So think about the situation like that. So it's amazing tools and amazing insurance product that we are having now in our industry.
Okay, so thank you very much to all of you today. It was a great discussion. Unfortunately, we don't have time for other fire questions. So we leave today from here with partnerships in our mind, with hybrid models, with insurance operations as usual, important part of scaling and building today. So thank you also to Eric Barna for orchestrating this panel and passing the moderation to me. So enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.